What do you need to know when you're coming to Wildside? First, what are we missing? Wristband. And you need to sign your waiver. So, come on into this building. So, come over here, look at these. That says, thank you for submitting your waiver. All you need to do, click, create another waiver. There you go. And you'll need to do this each time you visit. Then you come over here, stand in line, and these lovely people will help you. Got my wristband that says that I can go up the trails, where if you are new and you have not ridden in a mountain bike in a long time, or you're going to a park for the first time, you really want to come over here. This is their shortest green trail. It's called Rod Run when we get over to it. So you come down here, see the signs. This Wildside has the best signage. Every time there's a chance you can turn, they will have a sign. Here we are, Rod Run. So you take a right, you come up the hill. It's a little bit overgrown on one of the signs, but we've got this other one right here. So you come down, and why would I recommend you come on a green trail that's short? It allows you to see how the trails are built. Don't go up here, keep to the right, just as the sign says. And it allows you to see how they're built and the type of terrain it is, so that you can understand, is this gravel something that you're concerned about? Are these types of trails something they're going to be too much for you? This will allow you to see what the rest of the mountain is. It'll also allow you to see that there are some flat corners on here, and if you don't understand what I mean by a flat corner, it means that as you come down and when you make a turn, see how this turn right here is very flat. It means you have to take it at a lower speed, and when you turn, you just have to know how to lean your bike or just go slower so that you have a comfortable speed in being able to turn. If this was too basic for you, then we'll kick it up a notch and I'll take you on to the other green trails that I'd recommend first. This trail ends right by base camp, which is where we started. A lot of things come together right at this point, but we entered over here, and then we'll go back to the other trail system. Alright, here we go on Baby Bear. These, your entrance is the former one, but if you're feeling a little spunky, this is the little faster one. There. What's up? there's only one way to load this shuttle, the trailer of the shuttle. So see how there's arrows right there? If you place your tire right on the arrow, put your knee right underneath the seat of your bike and lift up and push forward, and it'll go directly in. There's only one way for the tires to go in up here. See the cross braces? You only have one spot. This goes up and over your tire right here to keep it in. And this piece of metal is on the downhill side. So that is the right-hand side on this side of the trailer. Then do this little piece and you're all in. Whenever you load this trailer, you want to load front to back. All these people have loaded front to back. If you leave spaces, it causes problems, and it makes it so that you can damage somebody's bike or they can damage yours. So if you put them all together, see how the tires are all leaning one way, get everybody's tire leaning the same way, your bike is protected and you can have a fun day. All right, for those of you who usually tune in for no talking, please choose the next chapter. Let's talk about coming to Wildside. A couple things to think about. The trail systems, I'll put up some sort of thing that shows that somewhere on the screen somewhere. A green trail. These are all in relation to other trails on the mountain. You cannot use them in relation to other places you've been. The green trails are the easiest choice. It doesn't mean they are easy. It means in relation to the blue trails, they are the easiest choice. The blue trails are usually called an intermediate trail, but a blue trail is generally something with features that you might be able to get yourself in trouble with, but generally a blue trail has a way to go around the bigger features so you don't have to 100% commit. And the black trails generally have features that are mandatory. Jumps, drops, gaps. If you're not familiar with what those are, maybe ask somebody prior to getting on one. If you like riding up a trail, this takes me on my e-bike about 9 minutes from bottom to the top of the mountain where it pops you out at the trails and the shuttle drop off. If you're on a non-e-bike, then you're gonna go anywhere from maybe 15, if you're in really good shape, 15 minutes to 25-30 minutes. Is this a rideable trail? Is it a comfortable trail? Probably one of the best climbing trails, hands down, I have ever been on. Trail crews here deserve to be applauded for everything they do. They are riders, they care about what they do, and they do an exceptional job. I can't say enough good things about the mountain bike trail crews here. They are phenomenal. In general, these will be in better condition than almost any other trail system you'll ever see. Let's talk about trail etiquette. Blue trail, intermediate trail, generally have more features, and if you're still learning, please be cognizant. These trails have a certain speed in order for you to clear features, jumps, gaps, that sort of thing. And so the person who has the right of way, people going faster than you. When you're on one of those trails, it's best to get out of somebody's way. People will ask, they'll just announce they'll be passing, and you choose the side of the trail that's safest. Generally, the side of any trail that's safest is either the mountain side or a side with the most runoff. And you do need to pay attention. I would recommend never riding with headphones because that makes you oblivious, somewhat akin to somebody texting while they're driving. And so making sure that you're aware of your surroundings, people that are coming up behind you, so that you can get out of their way. Let's talk about a black trail. Who has the right of way? The fastest person. And you need to be aware of that. The fastest trail speed on one of the routes on Wildside is greater than 40 miles an hour. That's an experience. And there are certain parts of some trails that's a good speed to go at. If you stop or you're not paying attention, it's like you're on a freeway in the middle of a rainstorm and you slam on the brakes. It's the same effect of stopping on a black trail where somebody can't see you or you can't see them. Then you're gonna say to yourself, well, what if I crash? Get off the trail. If you can't see the bikers coming, they can't see you. And most likely they'll be coming at trail speed. You will get a much greater injury if you remain in the trail. Understand what you're getting into. Again, green, you have the right of way. Blue, be aware of your surroundings and let people pass. Black, make sure that you're very aware of everybody around you and get out of the way. Because there are some features on a black trail that you have to have a certain amount of speed or it becomes incredibly dangerous. To jump over a gap if you don't have enough speed now and you're the one that caused somebody to slow down, you're the one that is really the cause of a crash or major injury. So just, what do I do? What are the trails that I would recommend to somebody who come to Wildside that's never been on a bike before? Go over to Rod Run. That you should make 1 or 2 passes on. If you're comfortable with that, then if you're on an e-bike, climbing up this climbing trail is a wonderful opportunity to get a secondary feel for what the trails are like with minimal to no consequences. The green trail from the top of the mountain that I would recommend, there's just one of them right now, and it's called the Queen Jolene, named after the owner's dog, because Jolene is the queen of the house, or so I've been told. Go down that trail, go down slowly. If that is well within your skill level and you're thinking to yourself, ooh, I want some work, well then let's take Chicken of the Woods down. That's your other green trail. That was the longest one on the mountain and the most feature rich. You'll have ups and downs, you'll have a lot of little canyony things that you're going through. Really good trail. And if you go at it fast enough, there are little jumps that you can make out of it, and you're thinking to yourself, it's a green trail, why would they have jumps? If you're going fast enough, you can make a jump out of nearly anything, and that trail is no exception. So take Queen Jolene to Chicken of the Woods, and that'll take you all the way back down to the parking lot. What's my next option? You'll go back up to the top of the mountain, you'll take Queen Jolene, or if you're feeling a little bit spunky, go up and take Whippoorwill. It's got some big features, and if you're not used to jumping, they may be quite scary. Not because you have to jump. By nature of being a bigger feature, they are rougher and harder to gauge. So part of your consideration as you choose trails. I've gone Queen Jolene, I've done Chicken in the Woods. What's my next progression? You're gonna go Queen Jolene to Snake Bite to Holler Holler. And that will give you an excellent path to where Holler Holler is probably one of the best green trails on the mountain, because it's got so many different features and little jumps throughout it that if you want to jump them, you can. And if you don't want to get your tires off the ground, there won't be anything forcing you to. So you have to know how to jump and pull off the ground to use them as jumps. We are going to start with Queen Jolene to Chicken of the Woods. Here's where the drop-off is. You need to know where you're at any point. There you go. Each sign will have a "you are here." If you need to take a break, Queen Jolene. This is a fun trail, and the corners are flat, meaning that they don't have a bank. So if you go too fast, you'll tend to start to slide out. So go to pace you're comfortable with. And if you're feeling pretty spunky, see that little cutoff right there? I'll hit it on the next lap. But coming down through this, we have a minor little bank right here just to keep you going. And on these merged trail signs, the other side of this trail that merges right there, you need to give way to the person coming into your left, because that's a blue trail and they will have a lot more speed than you will. Once you have confirmed that there's nobody on that trail, then you want to go forward. And we'll stay left, as this is where Queen Jolene goes. Such a good trail, so beautiful. If you're thinking to yourself, it's a hot summer day, this trail, 10 to 15 degrees cooler than anywhere else in town, or even down at base camp where the shuttles pick you up. This is such a good trail. So this is a green trail. Oh wow, that was a little bobcat sitting in the trail. Pretty cool. Not a fluffy little house cat, but don't I mean, if you're feeling spunky, this is the entrance to the double black trails. We'll hit those later. But that is not on the green route. And again, we're coming around these corners. Things grow, things fall off the mountain all the time. These little rocks, there will be little rocks on the trail. By nature of hot and cold cycles, every morning more stuff will fall. For the majority of it, the Appalachians in this region are almost a temperate rainforest, which means it rains here a lot. And it also means that anything that's growing grows quickly. So just keep that in mind. Branches fall, rocks move, and they can do so in between your own runs. So don't, just because it was one way, don't expect it to be that way the whole time. All right, now you have to remember that we're going a different direction, so we're going to turn around. All right, now we're on Chicken of the Woods. This is the longest trail of the mountain. Chicken of the Woods, another term for a turkey. Will be a little bit of pedaling on the entrance to this trail. It's nice and wide. This is one of the only parts of the trail that's kind of exposed to the sun. The rest of it goes right back into that nice shade that's lovely for any afternoon, especially in the summertime. Funny thing is, I know that this trail was gone over the other day, and see these rocks that are just sitting there? They just show up because that's what happens in the mountains. I was cresting 30 miles an hour because I wasn't touching my brakes, and just realized that if this isn't the speed for you, go at the speed that is. Because this is a flatter corner. Hey, that's a feature of the Double Black Trail right there. There's a gap.
This trail is so much fun. Even towards the bottom, you can get quite a bit of speed.
Just want to make sure you're in control and riding within your abilities, because it's very easy, if you're not thinking about it, to get way too much speed on this trail and think to yourself, oh, I don't have to use the brakes. No, that is not the case. Especially on these green trails, you'll want to use your brakes and ride within your abilities so that you can go and do a second lap. Better to ride slow and realize, oh, I can go faster, than go too fast and realize, oh, I'm in the emergency room. Or I'm sitting on a bench because I'm in a bit of pain and don't feel like continuing the rest of my day. And this is towards the end of this little trail today. Super beautiful, super comfortable, incredible shade throughout. Just a good trail. I will see you guys back at the top of the mountain. All right, for those of you who are thinking the green trail is yours and you want to do a little bit more on the way down, this is the way to do it. Well, I'm not clipped in, so we'll see if I don't crash. So what happens is you now have these big jumps. Yep, still not clipped. But you get a feel for the type of trails that are also in the blue lineup. So we'll take this on over to there we go. We'll be taking Whippoorwill down over to Snake Bite, but the squirrel catcher on this trail is this one right here. If they weren't the jumps, is a diving berm, because you have to turn and face down the hill. All these little features you can roll over, they're quite fun. But if you just let trail speed take you, you'll pop over. This one, if you don't brake and pull up, you'll land far enough to where it's not a harsh landing. But you do have to not brake at all to get that one. And then these berms are nice and big, easy to hold your speed in. Just good trails. And then Whippoorwill takes you into the rest of the blue ones. And we will just go right on into Snake Bite. Snake Bite is an awesome trail. Doesn't really have any features. It is not absolutely flat, but because it's got these little dip-de-doos around it, you can just have fun with it. If the faster you go, you can rail the side of the mountain and use it as your berm. Honestly speaking, Snake Bite's a faster way down than the blue trail because it's straight. And if you pedal for all you're worth, it's really easy to get the speed that you need. All right, so then we get down to this hub. Very nice, Flovana, Thrillium, and you make this 180-degree turn and you get into Holler Holler. This is a green trail, but if you've got enough speed, you can turn it into a blue trail. Such a good trail. I really like this trail. Rail to side right there. This is a pretty good downhill right here. Make that into a little bit of a jump. You don't have to. You get a little rough right here, you can go up and over, or just go slow enough so you don't have to use the hillside as a berm. This you can get so much speed on the way through. That one, if you had enough speed carrying through there, you can double it. Now we've got this downhill part. and right up on the hillside. Use that a little bit as a berm to turn in here. And this is where we start to speed up for this trail. So gorgeous down in here, this little holler, which, holler holler. We are going to meet up with the black trail in just a short amount of time. That's a double, just nice little lip back there. Come back into, again, another holler. It's holler after holler, or holler holler. And now we're merging with the black trail. That's a pretty high-speed double. This is where, if you're not sure about this one, you want to slow down. Although it's not a flat berm, you do have just a little bit of a catch. And it's one of the last climbs out of this trail. Such a good trail. If you pedal into this one, it'll allow you to keep your speed out of that little downhill, and then you can just coast out of here. Pull for that if you think that that's what you want to do. It's fun. That's a little chundery. Hit that little double, little roller, little knuckle, and we're back to the parking lot. Such a good trail.